They, the mother of the this guy Aaron Bruto had a web posting and a quote from him, and he said that there will also be a separate large concert series on the site while the bazaar is idle, but that will be run by a separate entity. Did he give you any indication that there was a separate entity that was planning to run a concert?
Yeah, to answer your question and to be fair, he did tell us that they were taking the property, leasing it, obviously for a 4-month period. He was planning to run the Brooklyn Night Bazaar on Friday and Saturday nights, and he did say that they were entertaining notions as to what to do with the property for the other 5 days of the week. He has not gotten back to us, and it hasn't been a topic of discussion. He just said he was entertaining notions.
Yes, sir.
I would hope that the GBA and perhaps others might be able to get from him a sense as to how much money he's putting into this project, because this will give us a true sense as to what the scale and scope of the project is. I mean, if he's investing $10,000 into this project versus, let's say, investing $1 million into this project, then what he needs to do in terms of getting an appropriate rate of return, because he's not doing this out of the goodness of his community heart. He's doing this to make money, which is fine. But if he's representing to us that this is a family-friendly, arts-friendly, great event, and with a beer garden on the side, but small live performances, but we're hearing, and I say hearing because it is through the grapevine, that he's talking to major promoters that do events in Madison Square Garden and Randall Island. I mean, it would be very hard to get down to the truth of it, but if we can find out how much he's actually putting into this, that will at least get us down the road in terms of understanding his true motivations. We've already seen instances where he's just flat out not told the truth. Yes. Where he said that he's got certain supporters, GBA being one of them, and that was untrue. Not the case. Right.
I mean, if I could interrupt you for 1 second, Susan, I mean, in a perfect world, if he really wanted to rally community support, he certainly would have given more information than he would have. However, organizations like the GBA and Town Square and so on and so forth, I mean, even the community at large, I mean, it's private property and this is a private project, so technically he doesn't have to show us anything. He has to show the community board, he has to show the state liquor authority, he has to show the buildings department. He has to answer their questions. Whether he chooses to answer our questions or not is completely up to him.
No, you're absolutely correct. So perhaps we can prompt our elected officials to ask those questions as they go through the projects.
Any other questions? Yes.
You have a list on there. There was a list that said small venues. That was the top line of your list, right? So that leaves it open to this quote from his mother or mother-in-law, whoever it is. It was very, see, that's, I'll talk later.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, and what he was specifically, what that information was specifically about the night bazaar, not about what he plans to do on the other nights or days. Alrighty, well, if there are no other questions, or I'm sure, we'll go ahead and start.
I do have a question.
Sure.
I just want to voice my concern that you seem so fair in your assessment and that you would hold back this major information to the neighborhood. It's very disheartening.
We haven't held.
Planning these other events.
When we've given you all the information that he's provided to us.
No, you had that information, and it was that question that brought it
about the subcontractor.
That's not what he said.
No, but she's right. He didn't disclose that.
He didn't disclose.
He didn't disclose the subcontract.
I mean, we weren't intentionally withholding it from you if, the question was asked and answered. I mean, we presented in the slideshow what he presented to us. The gentleman's question was in regards to basically a conversation that he had with us when he presented the case to us. And like I said, he did say, maybe I'll do something with the property for the other 5 days of the week. I mean, he didn't say he was going to, he didn't give us any specifics. And again, I mean, he technically doesn't have to tell us anything. That's,
It's Sunday too, right? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
And Sunday, yes.
Sunday
They said
too.
that Saturday, that it would be on Sundays too, and that there's going to be a subcontractor for during the week. They said that Saturday at the meeting.
okay.
Yes, they did. His partners
Why is
said
it
it.
that, why is
But
it
like I
that,
said, I mean, he knew that we were having this meeting tonight, and when he sent us all that information, he obviously chose to leave that out.
why is it that you think that just because it's on private property, the community doesn't have a legitimate role in deciding what goes
No,
there?
I'm not saying that the community doesn't have a legitimate role. I'm saying that all of your concerns are 100% valid. They're the same concerns that we have. However, the ultimate decision is up to the community board and your elected officials, so you have every right to, if you're opposing it, contact the,